Hey friends, athletes, what's going on? Brianna Showman here, physical therapist and performance coach. Get your fixed physical therapy and performance. Wanted to do a two-part series essentially today and Wednesday talking about hamstring injuries. At the gym this morning, we had a sprint workout and had a couple people strain their hamstrings, and so it's on my mind and I wanted to hop on here and talk about what the common causes of these injuries are, because we see them a lot. We see them especially if we're doing speed work more often than just a slow pace, but even a normal like at race pace, tempo run, that sort of thing can cause them. So I wanted to hop on here and talk a little bit about the common causes of hamstring injuries. Thanks guys for hopping on. So I'm going to talk about running technique first as a cause. And I talk about running technique a lot, and this is not the only cause of hamstring injuries, but it can be a cause. So when you overstride, so when you take those really long strides that sometimes we see people take, it requires a lot more work of that hamstring to actually bring that leg in, and it requires a lot more work of that hamstring to let it slowly go out so you can get that foot in front of you again. And so a lot of times when I see someone overstriding, and especially when we're talking at like slower paces, hey Jerry, that's when a lot of these hamstring injuries occur, is that overstriding issue causing a lot more stress and strain on that hamstring. Now, when that's not the case, I start looking at previous injuries. What previous injuries are going on? And this can come from two different directions. One is the very simple compensations. Our bodies are great at figuring out how to move around something that's already going on. And so our bodies learn how to compensate to make you feel like everything's functioning normal when in all reality it's not. So any previous injury you've had, or maybe a current one you're dealing with, your body's moving in a way that's different than what is normal can cause some of these issues. Along with that, a frequently missed hamstring injury cause is coming from the back actually. Sometimes when we have some sort of nerve irritation causing that maybe was in the past causing some pain in the leg or is currently, that can actually trigger something in the hamstring. It can trigger it to not quite fire right. There's so many nerve pathways that have, or nerve muscle interactions that have to happen, that if we don't have all of those working right, it can cause muscles to strain. For whatever reason, the hamstring tends to be the one that this happens to most frequently, or at least most frequently that I see. So that is a possible cause as well, as far as previous injuries causing compensations, or low back pain, low back injury causing changes in that nerve firing pattern. The other thing too so most hamstring injuries happen when that foot is coming out in front of you. So it requires what's called eccentric control. It requires that muscle to slow down how that knee is straightening and coming out in front of you. We don't train that very often. Very rarely do we train that eccentric control of that hamstring, which is why they typically occur in that state. So then we have to look at how are we training and how can we train that eccentric control differently. There's a lot of ways that it can be done. It's just a lot of times this is not being addressed. We work on actual lifting strength a lot. We work on our speed a lot. We work on technique a lot, but very rarely are we working on the actual eccentric control of that muscle group, or any muscle group at first, for that matter. So those are some things I wanted to throw out as just possible reasons that a hamstring strain can occur, especially under speed. Wednesday, I'm going to address what we can do about it. So a lot of people that deal with hamstring injuries, they deal with them for a really long time before they clear up, and they frequently get re-injured. And there is a reason for that. We'll cover that Wednesday. So if you want to make sure, if you want to see the video Wednesday, feel free to comment on here. And I will make sure I tag you in that once I post it. If you have any other questions about hamstring issues that you're dealing with, or that you have dealt with, definitely comment on here. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. and see how I can help you resolve your issues. So have an awesome rest of your Monday, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.